I was on a podcast a while back that aired this week. It's called True Home Confessions, hosted by former HGTV House Counselor and Wheel of Fortune winner, Lori March. And you could say it went off the rails pretty fast. Not a kid-friendly episode. I'll have a link in the description below so you can watch or listen for yourself. It's a pretty interesting hour. They brought me in to give soundproofing advice to a guy who's getting yelled at by his neighbor for having too much sex. Not even kidding. The neighbor, an elderly woman, she literally waited for him in the garage just to confront him about it. That would be pretty awkward for them. So this is probably the most interesting soundproofing problem I've ever have been asked. I figured I'd break it all down here and tell you what actually works for soundproofing that type of noise. But first, here's a story straight from Will himself.
My name's Will, and I've got a confession. My neighbor, she jumped me in the parking garage, super pissed, because she can hear me and my girl when we're having sex. The apartment is just super shitty with really thin walls. I don't know, the bed's been creaking too, so I tried some DIY shit, put some pads under the legs. I kind of padded the back up, but obviously it didn't help because my neighbor waited for me in the garage again to yell at me.
So that was Will. Honestly, he seems like a good guy, just caught in a terrible apartment with even worse sound isolation. But let's face it, most apartments are like that and a lot of people live in those. So let's break this down and actually fix his problem. Step 1. You know those felt pads under the legs of the bed? Lose them. He needs a big, dense area rug under the entire bed. Not just under the legs, the whole bed. And you might need that too. But the trick is, under that rug, a rubber grip pad that stops the back and forth sliding, adds mass, makes a difference. Step 2. You might not think so, but a window, if they're side to side, might not just be the wall. Could be the window. If it's a single pane window, sound will bleed right through. Best fix is a removable window insert. Yeah, they're expensive, but it works. And you can take it with you when you move. If that's too costly, thick, very, very thick, dense curtains can also help with that, with deadening your sound from bleeding through, because you're not really trying to stop their noise, you're trying to stop your noise. And also, Velcro around is your friend because it seals that gap around that window. Step 3, electrical outlets. People never think about this, but if your outlets are back to back, while close to back with your neighbors, sound will shoot right through. Stick an acoustic putty behind the faceplate. Add a cheap plastic safety plug for bonus points. Don't forget to turn off the power breaker before doing that, because you don't want something bad to happen. Step 4, that shared wall, you can't tear it down. You can just hang heavy soundproof curtains from ceiling to floor. Use Velcro around the edges if you want to go all in. Does it look a bit dramatic? Yes, it does. But so does getting concerns in the garage by your elderly neighbor. Step 5 is add a brown noise machine. I think I have one right here. Put it between the wall and that curtain. Low frequency hum, mask everything else. You're not masking the noise, you're just blending it into the background. Step 6, that gap underneath the door. It can let in a lot of noise. Also, it's good for ventilation, but if it's just to mask the noise of that 1 hour or 30 seconds, you can just slide in a U-shaped door sweep underneath your door, stopping a lot of that noise from going through, because even a thick door with that gap underneath it, it's going to bleed in noise in and out. So if somebody tells you, yeah, it's going to stop that, it's going to suffocate you, just have a U-shaped door sweep, and you can just take it off when you're done. And also, if that's not enough, you can also add blankets on your side of the door. What it does, it doesn't really help to block a lot of the noise, but if there's a lot of high frequency shrieking noise, that will help absorb that noise a little bit, making it sound less loud to the neighbors. Step 7, last one, curtains around the bed. Yeah, canopy bed. Now, you've got a bedroom inside a bedroom, and guess what? It looks pretty cool. At least it looks better than the neighbor's face. Will just didn't want to make his girlfriend feel self-conscious, and let's face it, a lot of people lives that sad lifestyle where, they thin walls. Anyway, we got through that awkward soundproofing. I guess not awkward, like I said, not awkward for them. Soundproofing problem. And if you're wondering how I soundproof that door that you saw earlier for about $20, video right there will soundproof that door for you, and I'll have links in the description below of everything I talked about in this video, including all the items and the podcast link. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, assuming you subscribed.
So can you explain sound deadening versus soundproofing and kind of give us a run through of this entire category? And then we can come back to some tips because I know you have a couple more in there.
Yes, definitely. So basically, sound deadening and soundproofing is two different things. So a lot of people that would give, let's say, bad advice would tell him to add some acoustic foam on the wall, and that is a sound deadening material. So basically what that does, if your room has a lot of echo and you want to deaden that echo, you want to add some plush material in the room to deaden your sound. It doesn't block the sound. So if you're the one making a lot of noise and you can deaden the sound and basically essentially lower the frequency, making it less annoying, that might be enough to treat the room so it's not so annoying to the neighbors. But if you're really trying to soundproof a noise from outside the room coming in, sound deadening material like foam or panels, don't know if you can really see it,
Yep.
but it doesn't work really well in soundproofing. So soundproofing is the act of blocking noise by adding mass. You want to stop the sound waves from going through instead of absorbing them in a sound deadening material.
Mm.
And there's also acoustic treatment. People will say, I want to acoustically treat my room. If you're building a home theater or a podcast room, the way that you would treat the room is you would do it in a way to make the room optimized for what you're doing in the room. So you want to sound deaden the room in a way that it sounds perfect.